Hey, welcome back to my spiritual therapy. It's Miss Mocha, your spiritual therapist. Well, tonight though, I'm not coming with spiritual therapy, so this is going to be a personal message. More so, not on my spiritual journey, but on my personal growth journey. Things that I've discovered since being on this journey, and it really has to do with people. And I know I talked about having the fruit of the spirit and long suffering, where it's like you being patient and dealing with people. But when God says that it's time to remove those people out of your life, then that's what you got to do. And that's exactly what He had me do with people that was in my life. And it's like family, exes, ex friends, and all that. He's really removed everyone because I'm on this journey alone with him, and they can't, be. I guess they can't be with me being in my path in my life while I'm on this journey because where God has taken me is only for me and my kids. So I'll start by discussing some things about some certain people because I really feel like God is leading me to, just get myself together mentally and emotionally. I went through a lot mentally and emotionally over pretty much since last year, since when I got pregnant and when I lost my relationship. And so it's been hard, it's been a lot. And I haven't really, I talked about it a little bit, but I haven't really touched much on it. I haven't really talked to these people because I've been trying to block it out, avoid conflict, and I think what God is saying now is that it's brought me to a place where I'm getting off of my spiritual path. I'm out of alignment with Him, and I need to focus more on fearing Him instead of fearing people, fearing my circumstances, and stop being afraid um, of what I went through and what someone can do to me, afraid of enemies, afraid of people trying to hurt and harm me and all that. So he's saying, stop all that, stand up against people, fight back. And he was leading me to some things, and I came across the verse Nehemiah 4:14, and he knew that the number 414 was going to get me because that's my number on my spiritual journey. That's my spiritual spouse's twin flame number. And so I know when I see that number, it's God speaking to me about the journey that I'm on. And so this verse talked more about protecting your home, protecting your loved ones inside your home, not giving up, continuing with faith, knowing who God is, knowing that God is going to protect you, but you still need to fight back, go to war with people because it is a spiritual war, and it ain't even with people. It's he says principality. So with wicked spirits, evil, and so the way to fight them is not just in the physical, but also in the spiritual. So that's what he's having me do now. So I guess me talking about it, putting these videos out will one help me um, get it out there and confront it, take accountability for how I've been feeling and what I went through, and move on. Basically, that's what he's saying. Move on with this. Stop being scared to talk about what you went through. It could help someone else. That's another reason why I'm doing it, because it could also help someone else. Because it is tough. It's heavy, and we go through these tough, heavy hardships on this journey, especially us, the 144,000. Our journey is going to be harder because of who we are, because of where God has taken us. So we have to deal with the roughness. And so my roughness is never ending, but I'm starting to see the people that's behind all the things that's been happening to me. It has not been coincidental. I don't even believe in coincidences. It's God showing me these people and what they've been doing to me. So, like, for instance, my ex, that relationship failed because he basically lied about who he was, what he wanted. He never wanted to be in a monogamous relationship with me. He was trying to trap me into a poly relationship, He already had another woman, which ended up being a coworker of mine. I met him at work, and so um, he was, with both me and my coworker, and she knew she was down with it, and I was the only one left in the dark. And so when it finally came out, because I wouldn't let it go, I prayed on it and I fasted, and God revealed to me this other woman, and I confronted him and confronted him and confronted him until they came out with the truth. And so I ended up breaking it off with him, and after I did, I found out I was pregnant. And so, being that I don't do abortions, divorces, none of that, of course I'm keeping my baby no matter what the circumstances is with the father. But I will say it was hard for me because one minute we are discussing, hold on. Okay, it was like one minute we were discussing getting married. I truly, truly believed he was my spiritual spouse, my soulmate that was sent here to replace my twin flame. Because at that point, I was like done with the twin flame journey. I was so over it. And because I wasn't getting nothing from my twin flame, no reactions, no anything. And so I'm like, okay, this is dead, and I moved on. And I thought God was leading me to move on. I had it set in my mind, heart, and soul so much. And so when I met this guy, it was like, oh my God, it is finally my marriage I've been wanting. He wants to build with me. He wants to be my husband. He's starting a new life, getting a second chance at life. This is all in my mind. He we were planning, getting pregnant, having a baby, getting married. We was already, made a vow to be a spiritual spouse. Oh, my phone about to die. I think I can do this before it dies. But I made a vow to for him to be my spiritual spouse to God. So I took that very seriously, like in the Bible. And he just played on that, played along with me. He wasn't really down for what I was down for, like the monogamous relationship, marriage, moving in together, home, running a business. He said he was for it, but he wasn't. He wanted what he wanted. I wanted what I wanted. And the two didn't mix. And plus we had different, well, I have a spiritual background. I identify as Israelite, and he has Islam background, religious background. He was Islam, and he identified as, I forgot what they were called, Moors, I think. Anyway, just finding out his religious background and me doing some more digging, I found out that spiritually we were two different types of people on two different spiritual journeys, and it was gonna disconnect anyway because the Israelites actually was enemies with, or his religion. If you go back to what it says in the Bible about his religion, they were the ones that God sent the Israelites to take over and defeat, so that land, the land of Canaan, was given to us, the Israelites. So they were our enemies. So when I found that out, it was like I moved too fast. Had I would have not moved too fast, I would have found all this out and I would have avoided everything. But since I moved too fast thinking that it was God speaking, when really it was not God, it was the devil, I wouldn't be in this position. But when I found out he had the other relationship, I knew right then in my heart, I was going to be single again. And when I found out I was pregnant, I knew that I was going to be the single mom again. And he swore up and down, no, he was going to be there with the baby and all that. And because he's a good father to his other kids, and so I didn't think anything of it. But in my heart, I knew. And so here we are, fast forward to now. Well, throughout the pregnancy, he tried to stay in contact or whatever, but I just wasn't feeling it. I was too, fucked up about it. I was too emotional about it. I was not ready for him to be in my world with me and this baby, during the pregnancy. I wasn't going to keep him from actually being in the baby's life. But during the pregnancy, that's really me. I couldn't let him be a part of that. I wasn't emotionally ready. And so when I had the baby, because I didn't let him know, well, he had hit me up actually my birthday night and tried talking then. It was like in the middle of the night. I was tired. I had just finished, having a good birthday, and I just was resting, watching a movie or whatever. And I told him that I couldn't talk about it, and it just seemed like he wanted to argue anyway. It didn't seem like it. He was like genuinely concerned about me or the baby. And so I just brushed it off like I couldn't talk about it, and he felt like it was because another man was there, and he got mad and hung up on me, said I'll never hear from him again, and blocked me. And so after that, I kind of just let it go. And then after I had the baby, I didn't contact him to be there or anything like that. I was with my daughter. And then just recently, I felt like, okay, I could contact him. I feel not too emotionally better, but I wanted to just let him know she was born, him hear from my mouth. I already knew he knew because the girlfriend be watching my videos and she's seen it, and I'm sure she went back and told him. But anyway, I wanted him to hear from me so that he couldn't say that he didn't know. And so I let him know, and I finally got a hold of him through another social media since I was blocked. But he didn't call or anything. He just liked the picture on social media. That was it. So here we are now. He still has not seen the baby, done anything for her, wanted to be a part of her life or anything. So I already knew it. I already knew I was going to be a single mom again. And he just left her, walked away from her, all because he is mad at the way I handled it, is what I assume. I don't know any other reason unless he just flat out didn't want her kid or anything. He was just all talk. It was just fake. He was being fake. He was pretending to be something that he wasn't. And it's like I can't even be mad. I'm more mad at myself than I am him to be scammed like this, to be lied to, deceived, cheated on, got my hopes up. And to make matters worse, I believe that my family had a hand in sending him to my job and having him meet me. And I say that because I always felt in the back of my mind that they didn't want to see me happy on this journey. They didn't really believe what I've been saying about this journey, and they don't understand it. So it's not like they could support it because they don't understand it. And so I'm kind of like estranged and away from them. It's like God removed me from everyone. And the father of these children are no different. The fathers of these children are no different because they are also gone. And it really ain't me. It's God doing it, but hey, whatever people want to believe, that's fine. I don't have to prove anything to anyone. I know what God is telling me. I know the walk that I'm on, the journey that I'm on. And so there's nothing people can do. They can be mad. I mean, I get it. You're gonna be mad at something you don't understand, but my best option is to tell you to go to God, like I had to. But yes, I think that my family had a hand in a lot of stuff with my exes. My first kid's father, I think that they have these men, they get in contact with these men behind my back, or they send these men to me so that they could treat me bad or not let me be with who God wants me to be with, which is the spiritual spouse, my twin flame. So they're putting, false people in my way to get me stuck and caught up with them. And I guess they thought that this would work, but they should have known. I took my kids away from the first father. Why wouldn't I do it this second time? Why would I stay with someone who is not of God like they say they are? And they're not who they say they are. They don't even want what they said that they wanted. It was all a big lie. So why would I stay? Of course I'm going to leave. And it just sucks that the baby had to be born in this, but I'm not gonna abortion a baby. To keep it real, I did think about it, but that's just not me. Hold on. That ain't something that I do. I'm too much of a God-fearing person, but it has me I'm just looking back on all this and all my relationships with guys and how my family was behind the scenes in it. Like, I remember, cause like this kid's father, her father, he knew my family, and I asked him, did he know them? And he knows family members that I don't even know, that I'm not real close with, like distant family, so I didn't think anything of it. But when I left that job after all that went down, because it was like um, being around a coworker and being around him and stuff, it was too much for me. Plus, I don't stay at a job long, and I needed more money anyway, so I found me another job. But when I got to that other job, there was a girl there that knew my family as well. It was one of my sister's old friends who was in there for murder, and so it was like everywhere I went, someone's attached to my family, and I already knew that I had this suspicion that they were trying to do something to me or trying to send people to harm me, all because of my spiritual journey, and all because maybe they didn't want me on the spiritual journey. I don't know. I don't really know exactly why they do what they do. Could be about this money that I be hearing about, inheritance and spiritual stuff. But I don't see nothing in the physical. I only go off what God be telling me and what He be showing me, who He leads me to get information from and stuff. So that's some of the stuff I know from what I see, some of the stuff I know from what God puts in me, some of the stuff I know from dreams. Some of it is just ways that He'll get the information to me. And um, I feel strongly like they place those people at my job to try to harm me or get me down, keep me stuck, do anything that they can to keep me not happy and down and out and depressed and going through toxic stuff instead of being the godly person. God wants me to be the good woman with the marriage and the good household kids, all the good stuff, the positive stuff. They don't want that from me, so they do anything to keep tearing me down or have me down. This is what I strongly feel, and I don't have proof, but I just know it because God is telling me it, and that's why He's taking me away from all these people, because behind my back they not right, and they're not even right in their own life. So why would they be right to me? They're not right to themselves or each other. Why would they be right to me? Um, no one is on this godly path like I am. I treat people good. I don't intentionally hurt people. I don't go out my way to scam or lie to people. I don't do ungodly things or do ungodly things to people. So God knows what people be doing, and He take me away from them. Um, like back in the day, this is gonna sound crazy, but it's all making sense now. Back in the day, I had a guy that was like friend from school, and we're not a couple or anything. We was just friends, really, and he would come over, hang out and stuff. And I was a teenager then, so we were at my mom's house, and um, I think my parents was out of town, and my sister and her boyfriend and me and my friend were all just hanging out, kicking it. And that night, we all fell asleep or whatever. And I think we all was drinking. I'm not sure, but anyways, my sister ended up coming to get in the bed with me and my friend, which we wasn't doing nothing. We really, really was just friends, and we just slept in the same bed, but we were not like together or anything like that. But she came and got in the bed naked. He woke me up, was like, "Your sister's in the bed naked." I don't know where her boyfriend was. I think he was asleep or something. I can't remember the details, but I do remember that incident. And it's like I never said anything about it. I just let it go because it was so strange and weird. I took it as she was just drunk as hell and just did something stupid. But what if that wasn't her just being drunk as hell? What if she, was feeling some type of way and she wanted to do something, with him, or wanted some attention on her or something? I don't know. I can't even explain it. But this is how these people be, my family be. I know, and it's making me think more and more about it because little shit keep happening. What's happening to me, like when I got back from Illinois, and I stayed with my family for a couple months until I found a place. First off, I was, just casually talking, reconnecting with an old friend, and when I told my niece, she got all messed up about it. She was being very messy about it, and just it was like she was hating so hard and didn't want me talking to this man. And she said it was because she knew his baby mom. His baby mom was a client, and the girl gives her good money. She didn't want to ruin that relationship or anything, and just telling me that he was still with the girl. And it was very, very messy. The way she handled it was really foul, and I did not like it at all. But I just let it go again because I knew it was not something I was going to continue anyway. And I did tell her she was being very messy, but it was like really bad to the point of like, what, do you want him or something? Why are you so hard on this man? You shouldn't even know him. I don't know how she knew him because when I was kicking it with him, she wasn't even around. I didn't introduce him to family or nothing like that. Like, granted, he was family to my sister's boyfriend, and so my sister and them knew him, but not this particular niece. And so it shocked me that she even knew him when I got back. So it was like, how do you know him? Like, it was weird. It was very weird, and no one had any answers. So I just let it go because he's not my man. I don't really care. I took it as God trying to show me, both of them was messy. Don't really feed into messing with me and one of them. And even my mom got messy. The kids was all in. She would tell my kids certain things about him, show the picture to my kids. Like, who does that? I don't even involve my kids with men that I'm seeing or kicking it with. So why are you being hella messy? It was weird. But okay, so that, and then she's still like friends with my ex people on Facebook, the ones that I don't even talk to anymore, the ones that done, little shady stuff to me or whatever, and we fell out, things like that. She's still friends with them. But what's crazy is I just randomly go search up another ex of mine who they don't know at all. My family doesn't know at all. This was a guy that I was seeing and never introduced him to no one in my family. And he passed away. Like, he died last summer. And I go into his friend because I'm like, it really shook me. I'm like, damn, was he a part of? Because I do think they're all a part of this plot to keep me in a toxic way, in a toxic life, keep me with toxic people and keep me through trauma. And I don't know why a family would do this to their own blood, but I swear this is what I think is happening behind my back. I'm rocking her. She getting all fussy, but I think she woke up because she hearing me talking, but I'm almost done anyway. But yeah, I go look on his page, looking like seeing why he died. It was cancer, I guess. But and I was like, damn, that's so crazy because I wasn't just with him. It was like we reconnected in like 2014, I believe. And then we broke up. It was just, he wanted more than what I wanted. And at the time, I didn't want, the whole relationship with him or whatever. And then I felt like I dissed him when I just moved and cut him off. So I tried to reconnect with him and just give him closure or whatever. But he was like not feeling it. He had already moved on, and that's where we left it. But when I seen that he died, I was like, damn, was he a part of it too, trying to harm me behind my back? And he died. But then I looked at his friends just to see if he knew any of my family members. And oh, look, his family members is friends with my niece, my sisters. So there's mutual friends there. And I'm like, how they know people from Connecticut, like Minnesota small, but it ain't that small. My family be out, but they don't be out like that to know everybody that I know. It's not a coincidence. They're actually contacting these people or sending these people. I don't know for sure, but I have my theories, so Also, this one guy I was talking to from online, one of my niece's friends, started being his friend on social media. It's like it's weird, but now that more stuff is happening, I'm looking back and like, oh, these are not just little instances. Y'all are actually doing this to connect with my exes. With my exes. Why? So they're either sending these guys or they're speaking with them behind my back because, of course, they know who they are because I would talk about them. I thought we were just having girl talk and I would tell them everything like a damn fool. Tell them everything, and I think they would go hit the guys up and have the guys be mean to me, do bad things, or say bad things to me to make the guys treat me, or say bad things about me to them to make the guys treat me bad. Sick, right? Crazy work. And don't let me not forget the guy in Chicago. Oh my gosh, just and I already knew that he knew my sister and them, so that wasn't the case. But when I seen that his sisters were friends with my sisters in Minnesota, not the ones in Chicago, but the ones in Minnesota, I knew something was up. Like, oh, okay, they sent him because they knew that I would fall for him. They knew that he was my type of guy that I like, tall, dark, and handsome. And I didn't fall for him. Like, it wasn't no love thing. We was just kicking it too. But I had a lot of guys that I was just kicking it with. I wasn't like in full blown relationship. So I don't know what the fuss was about. But they were all wrong for me. Hold on. Okay, so she's fussy, but I'm gonna get up off here. But it's like they were all wrong for me, and I thought it was just, me picking the wrong guys. But what if they were all wrong for me is because, the little birdies got in their ear to tell them to be wrong for me, to treat me this way, and spread lies about me and talk behind my back and all that kind of stuff. And for the guys to actually do it is crazy. Hold on. All right, she not gonna let me finish. I'm almost done, but yes. I don't even know where I was at. Oh, the guy in Chicago, and I knew that I didn't know he was part of it when I was kicking it with him. But he was one of the false twin flames or false soulmates. Um, I think that my sister started messing with him. I think that they go back and like my exes, like the guys that I mess with, or I don't. It's like I don't know, but I have a feeling. They're either messing with my exes or telling my exes, lies about me so they can be cruel to me. I know that they told lies to my twin flame about me because he was saying the same stuff that my exes would say about me, which wasn't true. Girl, you don't spin your head out of control, which wasn't true. And of course, he knew my sisters and her sister, or he didn't know my sister, but he knew her baby daddy sisters, which is like her sisters in law. And so it just got real messy. Every time I kick it with a dude, meet a dude, or whatever, it gets real messy. And God be showing me signs. Like, he showed me when I was going to go kick it with the young guy that my niece hated on. I was going to go kick it with him one night, and I got pulled over by the police random out of nowhere. So I knew that was God stopping me from going to mess with him, and I knew that they probably had got to him, and God was giving me that warning. Then I met another guy, and I was talking to him, and I had told my mother about him, and I told them it was like on her birthday, and I was going to go see him after I did her birthday dinner, and it was like when I got over to the guy's house, we kicked it or whatever. He had cooked for me and stuff, and then um my tires got slashed that night. So that was another warning for that guy. So I don't know if they had got to him because I don't know how they would have got to him. They didn't even know him. But you know what? I think because I know that my phone was hacked. They had hacked my phone. My sister and a dude in Chicago, the false twin. I know it's a lot. It's a lot of dudes. It's a lot of family members. They all in on this shit. It's weird. I'm telling you, wait till the truth come out. They think I don't know. That's why I'm making this video. That's why God is leading me to make this video, to let them know that I know this is my fight back moment. Because it's like no more just saying, oh, okay, and just, not wanting to deal with stuff and not wanting conflict and just going on about my day. No, it's time to expose this stuff, I guess, get it out so I won't feel how I've been feeling and getting out of alignment on my spiritual journey. I need to move forward from this, is what God is saying. Only way to do that is, I guess, to put it out there and get it off my heart, get it off my mind. But yeah, that dude hacked my phone, and so they knew my location. They knew everything I would do on that phone, and I think they even hacked my online accounts because I was online dating, like going on the dating apps, Plenty of Fish, Black People Meet. They hacked that stuff too, so they knew the guys. They knew the guys that I would meet. So that's probably how they knew the new guy, because I had met him last year before I met her father. And so my tires got slashed, and so that was it. From talking to him, I knew that was a warning right there not to go back. So they must have got to him or sent him. He must have been part of it, because they do that. They send the people to come and date me online so that they could treat me bad. It was one in Chicago. The ex guy was like, "How you gonna leave me for a nigga named Isaac? How do you know this man name? I ain't never told you this man name. How do you know him? How do you know that I'm seeing a man named Isaac?" He knew Isaac. He sent Isaac, okay? Yes, I'm putting the names out there because I'm tired of this crap. Like, my family knew, the exes knew, all of them is working together to get me, to stop me from getting to this damn twin flame of spiritual spell. I know, I'm not saying his. I'm not saying his name, but they know. They all know. They all probably sit and watch these damn videos too. They got to the first, the two big kids, my first kid's father, they got to him too. They all in on this together, trying just all link up to come and treat me bad or find ways to um, shit on me, talk about me, defame my character, lie on me, say bad things about me, hurtful things. But it's all really done behind my back. Ain't nothing done in my face. Because they know God ain't playing with them. God about to blow woe on all of them for how they do me, how they did me, when I've done nothing but be nice and genuine and loving to everyone. But yeah, they stopped my whole little twin flame relationship. Well, God is saying it ain't delay, it's not denial, it's not stopped. It's he used that as a way to get both of us together, like the Adam and Eve